Bam, what up, Yang Gang? Welcome back to the Trickle Up, and we have our daily news today with me and Mia, of course. What do you have on the low for us tonight, Mia?
Okay, tonight we're going to be talking about Biden's big speech, and it was echoing a lot of FDR vibes, and he made a case for the U.S. to go big. It outlined proposals to lift more Americans out of poverty, increase employment, and secure shared social safety net programs. He began by highlighting current accomplishments such as the 220 million vaccines distributed in the COVID-19 relief package. Mm-hmm. And as an interesting note, the word jobs was used in the speech over 40 times.
Yeah.
So that's just a little bit of random trivia for you on that one.
Well, but also his original intent was, I'm going to get 100 million doses out in 100 days. He beat that by 2.4%, right? He doubled it and then some. So I like how this is why I think he's good at setting up goals this is worst case scenario. And then he meets it way ahead of schedule, man. That's a smart way of really playing it. Not be like, we're going to open up by Easter. Okay. It's just going to go away Easter. No, it don't work that way. Go with the science. He set a goal. He beat it easily. It's just a smart move.
And doing that kind of thing is probably why one of the notes we have down here, 64% of adults approve of his handling of the COVID-19 pandemic, which is significantly higher than the amount of voters who approve of his overall job, which is only 57%. Mm-hmm. So now that's actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Well, I really like the fact that he really, really doubled down on, of course, job creation, but he really doubled down on the fact that we need to have unionized workers for clean energy jobs. It's threefold: create jobs, support unionization, and clean energy. So whoever wrote that speech got their money's worth, you know.
Oh yeah. He did it was very well rounded. A lot of stuff included in there.
Oh. Yeah, I want what he's taking to keep, because sometimes he's so like, he sounds like he's got a lot of slobber in his mouth the way he speaks. He's like la la la, and his dentures are flopping around sometimes. Maybe, I don't know if those are his real teeth, but he sounds real slobbery and a little bit of slurry sometimes. But then yesterday they had that magic concoction again, man. They shot him in the ass with and perked right back up and talking real clear. Really, really good speech. Just like, again, I was one of the biggest critics of Joe Biden coming into the primaries, and he was really not looking good on the debate stage amongst the Democrats. But once he secured that position, they got him hooked up on whatever it is. And when he debated Trump, he was pinpoint. He was sharp. I think they've got a magic formula. Oh man.
Well,
he sounded well. He sounded really good.
Sometimes it doesn't really help that you're aware he has a speech impediment, right?
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm trying to be careful. I'm not trying to like shame him for his speech impediment, but but the thing is, it sounds like he has slobber in his mouth. It's the only way I can really talk about it, like visualize it or whatever. Visualize, that's stupid. But mimic it.
Yeah, it's an interesting combination because there are obviously he does the gaffes on his own. That's not a speech impediment problem. That's his own thing. Mm-hmm. There's a combination of things that makes it awkward for Biden to talk sometimes. But when he does get it right, he gets it right, and that's that can be said for a lot of us.
Oh, well, I already fucked up once, so what do I know? Right out the gate. But yeah, man, he's really highlighted some good things. And he focused on China too. We have a quote here. He said, "In my discussion with President, is it Xi?
I don't know.
I think it's Xi. But he said, in my discussions with President Xi, I told him that we welcome the competition and that we're not looking for conflict. But I made it absolutely clear that I will defend American interests across the board." He also quoted FDR, of course. He says, "In another era when our democracy is tested, Franklin Roosevelt reminded us, in America, we do our part. That's all I'm asking, that we all do our part. And if we do, then we will meet the central challenge of the age by proving that democracy is durable and strong. The autocrats will not win in the future. America will. The future will belong to America." So to me, I could easily see Trump saying this exact same thing. Like it's all about it's really America first kind of rhetoric. But I like how he tuned it differently, and he said it's autocracy versus democracy, not the big red scare communist versus the America thing. It's autocracies across the world are bad for people, and democracy is better. Hopefully, we really screwed that up for a while there.
2.25 trillion American job or for the American Jobs Plan invests in our crumbling infrastructure, ports, rail, energy grids, and schools. Oh, we could use so much more help with our schools.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just in general, that's a great thing.
Well, it also says there's $1.8 trillion for American Family Plan, which we're actually going to cover that as well, which expands access to affordable childcare, universal pre-K, and paid family leave. I really like the paid family leave one too, because it gives fathers some rights too when it comes to their children being born. So you can actually have paid time off, or just people across the board, but not everybody guarantees that paid time off.
Well, you happen to know that I am supported 100% by my hubby. He is at home with me, helping us take care of our special needs son. So fathers are important. They are undervalued in our society and in their role as parents, I think, overall.
Yeah, but don't forget, guys, 100 days. He's got a lot done in 100 days. And I'll say because he has people like Bernie in charge of the purse in the Senate. That's his ace in the hole, man. Bernie's the guy that got the money through. It doesn't matter what Biden wants. It's up to Congress. And so he has people like Nancy Pelosi that'll do anything to make Trump look bad and Democrats look good. We have Bernie, who just wants to get help to people, and being in charge of the money is a big deal. So he's got the right people in the right places. He's made some great decisions. I don't agree with all of them, of course, but shit, man, I just didn't think he's up to the challenge, and damn it, he's doing it. So of course he's going to control the narrative, because that's what he wants to be. He wants to be the FDR of the 21st century. I get it. He's going to secure his legacy. That's what he's trying to do. And I would too, if I was in his place.
If I were, I would be happy to give him his place. Get us a UBI. I will enshrine you forever.
I'll buy your t-shirt then, Joe.
Joe, you will be my president forever. Extra hearts.
Yes.
All the likes.
What do you shares. What do you think about him now doubling down on $15 an hour when they gave up on it so easily in the first package?
Well, it gives me, one of the things we had discussed, like when we were talking about that, was it was getting kind of close to the wire, and fighting about that would have left millions of Americans with a lot of problems that they need to be solved then, right? Mm-hmm. So giving up on the $15 an hour, I think it was maybe a little bit harder than people give it credit for to give that up.
Yeah, I know they gave up on it because they want to get this package through faster.
They had to. Mm-hmm. There were people who were suffering who needed it then, and you did it. So that gives me a little hope that maybe we were right in that analysis, that $15 an hour is still a major party goal. It wasn't just, trying to appease the masses before the election. If they show any follow through for that, that's better than most people thought was going to happen after that bill died. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. There's Republicans proposing $11 and $12 an hour minimum wage. So if we can just meet them in the middle, and say, okay, let's start with $12 an hour, and then next year's 13, next year's 14, next year's 15. Guess what that is? That's the exact same fucking thing as the $15 an hour they want. It's just in 4 years. It's the same thing. Even $15 an hour doesn't fix everything, but what it will do is get more people off of welfare that are working 40 hours a week, which I think is a big deal, because we all know how ineffective welfare is. We all know how ineffective and inefficient these programs are, that it costs $1 to give you $1. So if we can take some of the stress off these social programs, and they can be more effective to the people that really need it, and then not paying for people that are working 28 to 32 hours a week, or even 40 or more. We should not be subsidizing their payroll. Walmart, hospitals that are for profit are paying people $10 an hour to do transportation and stuff like that. So that's the good side of it. The bad side of it is the small businesses in the rural areas, especially not the big cities, but the rural. Let's say like Mississippi, Kentucky. It's gonna be hard to start a new business in those rural areas, you know. So I don't know. That's my only downside to that. But he is doubling down on that. He made a big deal and he got a lot of cheers. He was so happy, you know. So we'll see. It's all talk until it gets through Congress. But yeah, guys, let us know what you guys think about that in the comment section. Let's rate Biden 0 to 10. Where would you put Biden at his speech? Was it, you know, it's not a 10. I'd give him a good solid 7. It's a solid speech. It wasn't some groundbreaking thing. It's a return to normal, whatever you want to call that, but some progressive stuff in there too. So you guys comment, what do you think it is? Put Joe 0 to 10 and let us know what you think about that. Where would you put him at, Mia?
Gosh, I like 7. I'm pretty happy about the child tax credit thing.
Damn right.
So let's push it up to 8 because I feel particularly good about that.
If they can get that 8 to be reoccurring forever, it's easily an 8 for sure.
Yes, absolutely. That's a very progressive policy, and it is a nice wedge that we can use to continue the discussion on recurring cash payments.
Yeah, it brings that gap together. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. But yeah, let us know what you guys think about that in the comment section. And of course, while you're here, give the video a like, hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell if you haven't done it already. And thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys next time. And like always, gang, gang.